Unlike a typical M&A transaction where you have a buyer and a seller, and maybe their intermediaries and their advisors, you need to add to, in a distressed situation, often a CRO who's involved to work out the debt side of the company. You obviously have your creditors who are worried about getting paid. You have the specter of the bankruptcy court and a forced filing to work out the debt. You have many more actors, all with different interests. You have your secured creditors, your unsecured creditors, committee, all really jockeying to realize the maximum for their constituents, as opposed to in a typical M&A transaction where you're trying to get the most for your equity.
Jim, do you see much change based on the changes in the bankruptcy code in the last couple of years as we go into this cycle, and any complications from that?
Not really in a typical 363, which is the section of the code that's most often used to buy out a troubled company. Not so much the changes. It's really the availability of your DIP financing. There's other factors that are much more complicating to the workout process.
Let me add, there are two areas in the new bankruptcy code that I run across and again, we haven't had the flood of bankruptcies since the code changed, what, 2 years ago?
2 years, yeah.
But one is really the ability to retain management during the Chapter 11 process. The bankruptcy code changed how you can pay severance to officers of a company and senior management. In essence, you can't pay your CEO any more on a relative basis than you can pay the lowest paid employee in a company from a severance program standpoint. Secondly, they used to have a concept known as KERPs, Key Employee Retention Programs, designed to keep your key folks on board at the troubled company, or to bring in talented folks to bad situations where the performance was struggling, hard to forecast, etc. And you would basically pay folks for coming to the situation, to bringing it through a Chapter 11, emerging on the back end, and they effectively have outlawed KERPs. So again, it's created a challenging situation relative to attracting and retaining qualified folks. And that's, I think, one of the drivers which has led to this new officer role in Chapter 11 situations, which I fill from time to time, Chief Restructuring Officer. Again, brought in to sort of bridge the gap between dealing with operational issues and managerial issues and with the process of bringing a company through Chapter 11. And again, we're paid as professionals, other different aspects of the bankruptcy code.